Warning, the music you're about to hear will make your ears bleed because this is the top 20 worst wrestling theme songs of all time. Number 20, Tamina Snuka. Here's a crazy fact for you. Tamina made her debut in 2010 and wasn't removed from the active WWE roster until July 2024. Despite being in WWE for nearly 15 years, Tamina never really came into her own. Part of that might have been the entrance music they gave her. The song is just literally Tamina's name said over and over again. The music itself is just kind of underwhelming too. It sounds like it's building to a big payoff, but it never comes. Kind of like Tamina's entire WWE career. Number 19, Sheikh Abdul-Bashir. Okay, so Bashir's actual music isn't that bad, but it's what you hear at the beginning that earns it a spot on this list. After a somewhat controversial run of playing an angry Arab American, Daivari was released from WWE in 2007. Several months later, he debuted for TNA, now wrestling as Sheikh Abdul-Bashir. Despite the name change, TNA decided to give Daivari basically the same anti-American character he had in WWE, even calling him the Middle Eastern Nightmare. And here's the music they gave him. Yes, you heard that. TNA gave the wrestler with Persian heritage a plane crashing sound effect at the start of his entrance music. I was shocked that there wasn't more backlash to this, but then I remembered TNA would need fans for that to happen. Number 18, The Rock. Okay, it's not what you think. The theme song I'm talking about was so bad that it was only used once. In late 1998, the Great One was preparing for a match with Al Snow, but when it came time for The Rock to make his entrance, this is what fans heard.
Do you smell what The Rock is cooking?
Did Def Rebel time travel and produce this track? It just sounds so generic, and it's made even worse because after the opening line, you're expecting something much better. WWE immediately knew they messed up because once the match was over, they went back to The Rock's old theme song.
You smell what The Rock is cooking?
The deal with the job squad. Bottom line is the biggest corporate asset is that man.
Number 17, Anna Jay. In September 2024, Anna Jay returned to AEW after being gone for about 3 months. She brought with her some new music, and it was something.
Welcome to the show.
There's just something bad about this theme song. Maybe it's the stutter at the beginning, or just the beat of the song, but whatever it is, this is just not a good theme song to listen to. Number 16, Chaz. In 1989, the Headbangers had to be put on halt after Thrasher suffered a knee injury. Rather than keep his established character, the other half of the tag team, Mosh, decided to reinvent himself. This ultimately resulted in Mosh wrestling under his real name, Chaz, and he got some new music too. It's not terrible at first, but the more you listen to this theme song, the more repetitive and grating it gets. In fact, at one point, the sound sounds like it's farting. Number 15, Jericho. In 2009, after Edge got injured, Chris Jericho needed a new tag team partner to defend the unified WWE Tag Team Championship. Jericho's choice was The Big Show, which created Jericho. When they debuted though, WWE put together a remixed version of both Big Show and Jericho's theme song. The result was...
Well,
Come on!
listen,
You know I got you! Yeah!
Honestly, it's the song repeating Big 5 times at the beginning that makes this song so laughable. The rest of the song just flips between Big Show's music and Chris Jericho's, so it's just barely its own original theme song. Luckily, WWE realized this song was awful and gave the team a much better remix.
well, break the walls down. It's the Big Show.
Number 14, Shawn Michaels. After spending several years as a tag team with Marty Jannetty, Shawn Michaels decided to go solo and became the Heartbreak Kid, in quite literal fashion.
Oh my God.
However, before he'd get his iconic theme song, HBK was saddled with something different.
You bet. And his opponent, please, from San Antonio, Texas.
Honestly, this song is perfect. for a fancy dinner. But for one of the most energetic and flashiest wrestlers of the time, not a chance. Number 13, Bertha Faye. You may not have heard of this female wrestler, but when you hear her entrance music, you'll be glad you didn't. Bertha Faye made her WWE debut in 1995 and only had 5 televised matches. I'm not saying her theme song is what made her career so short, but it certainly didn't help.
Oh, my sweet Bertha Faye. What words could I ever possibly say?
It doesn't sound like a wrestling theme song at all. The lyrics seem more appropriate for a love letter than a wrestler, and the music itself just doesn't have much energy to it. Also, what kind of name is Bertha Faye? Number 12, Shawn Stasiak. Shawn Stasiak had really bad luck when it came to theme songs. His WCW music was unique. However, the reason Shawn Stasiak makes this list is because of his WWE theme song. In 2002, Stasiak returned to WWE, but he started acting strange, saying he was from Planet Stasiak and he heard voices in his head. Unfortunately, he didn't get an awesome theme song like Randy Orton. He instead got this. It's not necessarily bad, but it's just so weird. There's all these space sound effects in the song, and it just screams Jobber to the stars. Number 11, the Voodoo Kin Mafia. Here's another theme song that sounds alright, but has a really wild beginning. If you aren't aware of who the Voodoo Kin Mafia is, well, consider yourself very lucky. The group consisted of the Road Dogg Jesse James and Billy Gunn, or should I say BG James and Kip James. In 2006, James and Gunn were in TNA, and they formed their own group, the Voodoo Kin Mafia. The name meant nothing, but the group's initials, VKM, were the same as Vincent Kennedy McMahon. Ooh. Anyways, the Voodoo Kin Mafia is a beast in of itself, but their entrance theme song was completely unhinged.
911 operator, what's your emergency?
For whatever reason, their theme song starts with a woman making a 911 call as her home is being broken into. The rest of the music is fine, just an intense rock beat, but the opening is just so out of pocket. We unfortunately don't find out what the woman was about to say, but I like what these comments suggest. Number 10, X Factor. In 2001, one of the oddest paired wrestling factions was formed. In February of that year, Justin Credible made his WWE debut, saving X-Pac. The two were soon joined by Albert and started calling themselves X Factor. The group disbanded the same year it was formed, but the one thing everyone remembers to this day is their bizarre theme song.
Yo, you dealing with the X Factor.
I got everything I ever wanted, and I'll never give that back.
The song starts by shouting out the group's name and then randomly picks up in the middle of an Uncle Kracker song. The song isn't bad, but one, it doesn't fit as a wrestling entrance theme, and two, it has nothing to do with X Factor. It's just bizarre that out of all the licensed music WWE could have used, they chose this. Number 9, American Males. In 1995, WCW introduced a new tag team consisting of Scotty Riggs and Marcus Bagwell. They called themselves American Males, and if you couldn't remember their name, the team's theme song made sure to remind you.
American males, American males, American males, American males.
This theme song sort of falls into the so bad it's good, but the robotic sounding voice is just kind of weird. However, whatever you do, do not listen to this song backwards. Seriously, don't. Number 8, R-Truth. In 2011, R-Truth turned heel for the first and only time in his WWE career. As such, R-Truth needs some new music. Or did he?
The truth shall set you free.
And that's it. I know that some would argue it's not really a theme song, but I'm counting it on a technicality, since this is what would play every time R-Truth made his entrance. The real question though is, if no music is number 8, then how bad are number 7 and below? Number 7, Brie Bella. While it wasn't the best tag team theme song, the Bella Twins music was solid.
You can look, but you can't touch.
It was distinct and memorable. However, when the twins broke up in 2014, someone's gonna need a new tune. Nikki Bella got to keep the Bella Twins theme song, so WWE had to create a new song for Brie. This was the result. And yes, that is blood dripping from your ears. The actual music is just a generic pop beat, but the lyrics are what make this theme song so awful. Someone had way too much fun with auto-tune. Also, if you're wondering what Brie Mode is, it originated from the Total Divas reality TV show, and is what would happen when Brie Bella got extremely drunk. Number 6, Gold Dust. This is the only song in this video that actually makes me mad, and I considered putting it at number 1. In late 1997, Goldust, being the trendy and controversial wrestler he was, debuted a new gimmick. He started calling himself the artist formerly known as Goldust, a reference to the musician Prince. As such, Goldust also got new entrance music, and once you hear it, you'll understand why it's so infuriating. Here's why I hate the song. It's actually kind of good. There's sort of a rock version of Goldust's regular theme song, and it sounds awesome. What ruins it is that freaking electric kazoo. It's so annoying. WWE had such a good theme song and they ruined it. It's like someone dropping sewage water on a birthday cake. It's still a cake, but are you really gonna eat a piece of that? Number 5, Right to Censor. If you're watching WWE during the Attitude Era, then this theme song will give you flashbacks. Honestly, the beeping sound effect is what annoys me the most. I get that Right to Censor's theme song was supposed to sound bad, which is why it's only number 5. Still, if the goal of this song was to make you hate the RTC, then it overachieved. Number 4, Bastion Booger. No disrespect to the man, but Bastion Booger is easily one of the most disgusting wrestlers in WWE history. Bastion Booger debuted in the mid-90s, during the phase of flashy gimmicked wrestlers. Booger might be one of the worst, and his theme song definitely helps with that title.
I'm the Booger Man.
I have to tell you, this song has all the energy of someone who just rolled out of bed. Actually, here's a little fun fact. Bastion Booger was supposed to have a full song, but the singer passed out after saying the first line.
I'm the Booger Man.
Number 3, Isaac Yankem. Before he was the Devil's Favorite Demon, Kane's first WWE character was Isaac Yankem. He was Jerry Lawler's personal dentist, who, ironically, had really bad teeth. I'm not sure what was worse though, Yankem's teeth or his theme song. Yep, that's the sound of a dentist drill. There is a quiet violin in the background, but you can barely hear it over that drill. Like Right to Censor, this is another theme song that is supposed to sound bad in order to get fans to boo. So, can it really be counted? To that I say, if I intentionally burn toast, does that mean it tastes good? Number 2, the Shockmaster. It might come as a surprise, but after the Shockmaster's unforgettable debut, he did actually wrestle. However, the fans had clearly given up on Shockmaster, and it seems like his theme song did too. We did not edit that. That's actually how Shockmaster's theme song was played. It sounds like someone just messing around on their parents' guitar. Even the commentators shat on it.
I've always wanted to ask, is that you playing the guitar, Jess, on his music?
I was just gonna say, that's the sorriest entrance music I've ever heard.
When even the commentary team is saying how bad your music is, you know you have a problem. But what could possibly be worse than this? Well, and the number 1 worst theme song in wrestling belongs to TL Hopper. One thing you need to know is that WWE's former chairman, Vince McMahon, loves toilet humor. So, during the gimmick-heavy era of the mid-90s, it wasn't a surprise that eventually fans witnessed a wrestling plumber named TL Hopper. And what you think his theme song sounded like is what it actually sounded like. This theme song literally sounds like poop. Now I know you still want to hear the American Male's theme song backwards. Well, check out the video on screen if you're sure you really want to know.